Perfect. Thank you for the check, Dave. So, hi guys, this is your man Bubba here. As you can see here, I have the BTC chart from the daily time frame. Last week, when we were talking. Last week, it was Thursday. We were about here. We said that here we had this zone that could have been a reversal zone, as we did exactly, apart from these candles in here that was from the news. Here we did a perfect retest and we went back down. We swept the previous lows and we entered exactly on BTC in the zone I was saying it was expecting BTC to reach. So the 0.75786 retracement from this move that had confluence with the 1618 from this other move, and we exactly tapped it in that area again. And so far what we did with the daily close of yesterday and the way it's going today, it was just a bearish retest of this zone. So what the daily time frame is telling us, it's pretty clear, pretty evident. We are in a very heavy downtrend. So every kind of major pump on BTC worth a short. And now let's go on a lower time frame to see what might be happening now. Because on a lower time frame, you see this is the cluster, that zone. It was my target. We tapped it. We just swept these internal highs, and we are probably going to retest it again. But what I wanted to show is that we might be forming kind of a three-tap setup. 1, 2, we could be forming in here a third tap. This is an opportunity, a chance, so that the price could be going lower in here, consolidate a little, and reshoot again. And the important for this pattern is to reclaim quickly these highs in here and turn them into support to look for higher. In here we could have also, we might get, if we are going down, another swept. So this could take us lower to this other zone that we already identified. This is the same chart I'm using every week for the top tier server. So we could be maybe going to test the green box on the lower 70 zone, and this is on a higher time frame. This is a very important zone because this would be the first retest of what has been the all-time high for a year or so before the breaking out of this year, or the past few months, sorry. So this would be the first retest of a key zone, and this would be a very bullish sign finding, and for sure we're gonna, at the first touch, if we ever reach this zone, at the first touch we're gonna find a nice reaction. But it's important to see starting forming maybe bull div or something like that, something more constructive to the upside. So this is the other chance we might have. So right now here, finding setups for BTC, if you wanna bet that now this we form, so let me cancel this. So let's say we might be forming a three taps in here. So a possible setup is the retesting here. This is a very risky one because you are betting against the trend, so longs are so far had to be considered scalps with a potential swing in case of multiple confirmations, but I wouldn't think any position right now as a long-term position using this kind of stop loss. This is a scalp position, potential scalp position that I would take only if seeing a bit of consolidation in here, a bit of rejection in here. Otherwise, here we go and sweep the lows. The other has to be taken on a daily time frame. The other position that I see on BTC, if you are looking for longs, it's around here, around 73.2k with the stop loss, pretty wide one, and this would be the starter of a bigger position to start positioning ourselves for a potential bounce that could bring us to the next leg up or just to another retest of the 89k. This we will see in case this will happen in the future, our price action will develop. But in here, it's this zone in here that I'm gonna put a box. It's a good zone where to start building a position, a long position with an invalidation that is under this 66.7k. that is where the leg up started. It's the exact place where the leg up explosively started. So this is what I see for BTC if you wanna look for a upside. Looking for a downside move that we are already in, so now it's, let's say, it's late to enter a short position right now. It could have been entered the last short scalp position in a few hours ago. Well, this is a 4 hours, sorry, yesterday. Yeah, what was the night for me. Here, like we just said, we have to see where exactly we reacting. We just went this low, so there is for a short position right now. Here there is not that much to see on the short term, but if we were to get a retracement, let's pull some fibs first of the last move. Here we have a 4-hour FUG that basically became an order block. So this zone, it's a pretty tough zone to be broken, has confluence with the golden pocket retracement. So if we were to get a reversal from this zone or a bit lower in here, this would be the first zone where to look for shorts. Start a position around, well, even lower, around the order block. That this is an order block on the 4-hour, probably on the daily also has something. Yeah, it's this candle here, or the body, but I don't like it on the daily. So let's go back on the 4-hour. Yeah, here there is a clear zone where price struggle. So this would be short with that DCA 93, with that DCA on the 0.75. So in here, targeting. This would be the take profit one, and 72k would be take profit 2. So not the greatest, but here The stop probably can be placed a lot lower. No, a lot lower, no. Don't like it this that much, but with compounding big up. If we get a DCA, yes, it's a 3-hour trade. So maybe sweeping all this, the first entry, getting really on the golden pocket. So yeah, this already I like it more. So this could be the next potential short entry on the 4-hour, on even lower time frames, but I don't like trading ultra low time frames. For who wants to scalp this kind of moves in here, it can be pretty hard because you have to be pretty reactive to liquidity sweeps like this one at key zone. So it's hard to give in advance trades on this kind of time frames for me. So if you guys have any question about Bitcoin, this is my view so far for Bitcoin. Let me check the RSI. So on the RSI, we're seeing we have some bull div forming on the daily, the weekly, no. On the 4-hour also, but we rejected for the 50. So yeah, this looks like RSI gonna go a bit lower. We're gonna retest lower than we are right now, and we need to see the reaction in there. So okay, this is BTC. Let's go with it. So so for it, this was old one and can go. This is old range. Okay, here we have it on the daily. And this was an idea shared, when was it? Probably at a couple of weeks ago, that we would go and retest this big supply zone. That is, I think it's a weekly supply zone, this one, yeah. And go lower and retest this monthly demand zone that I mark like with the buy long here if you think that this cycle is not topped yet. So we exactly reach the sketch, the squiggle I made, the levels, and we are retesting on a lower time frame. We are kind of trying to create a bottom in here. This looks pretty weak, but here 1850 is a very important zone. Why so? Here, because 1850 it's been a pretty reactive zone. I think it was on the weekly more. Yeah. So this zone, and it's also the center of the monthly demand zone. So if we were to start closing daily under the week that we created on the daily, the last flash, start closing a daily under this, and then this means that probably it will be heading to sweep again and maybe reach lower, create some sort of bottom here and start reversing from lower if we were to close under 1750, 1850 a daily, or in here, this is most of the altcoins are in the zone of the max opportunity. Why? Because how low can, for example, it go unless we entered in here, we entered the bear market, and I don't think so. How low can go? It can go 140, 150, 14, 1500, or because if it was to lose, this zone would go and sweep the 800, but I don't believe it can go this lower yet. So this zone could be the max opportunity zone, starting to build position all in this zone here, in case start leaving bids to build a spot position to slowly catch here a bottom that sooner or later will be formed. I don't know if in this area or lower, or we even go sweeping a little bit lower, but we close back above. Important is not closing under this monthly demand, otherwise yeah, it's fact for this cycle. But layering bids in here to start building a position for a reversal, because those equal highs that we have in here, they gonna, from my point of view, it's gonna get swept. Sooner or later, they're gonna get swept. It's gonna be more sooner than later, according to how down we already went, and how also gold is performing, how the general situation should be in the crypto market. So for it, now, if you go lower time frames, we said in here, there is not that much we can see. Let's pull some fibs. There it didn't went at all on the 618. So here there is not that much we can do, because for a short position, of course, it's pretty late. And for a long position, we need more confirmation. I would love to see a trend reversal that would be something like starting reclaiming some highs one by one and reclaiming some fair value gaps, sweeping, creating a higher bottom, and then can start looking for long positions on it. And this is, for me, it not that interesting yet, but for a spot position building, like I said, yes, of course it is, but not for leverage. Here, this we can cancel. So Solana, we spoke also about this last week. We had those level marked, and we seen that we had a nice reaction. Where is it? Friday, Thursday here. Okay, exactly last week. We had another that was 2 weeks ago. We had a reaction 2 weeks ago from the 127 year level, went exactly back to the 179, and now it looks like we just flipped the 127 as resistance. At least the daily closure says so, and how it's going today, at least so far. So in here, if the daily closure should confirm this today, so in 6.5 hours, if not wrong, or in 5.5 hours, if we were to confirm this closure with a red candle in here, Solana is going lower. How much lower? next level, like we said, it's about 98, 102k, 102 without k, so it's this zone here. It's the first potential bouncing area for Solana, and then we have, of course, the best would be having this kind of price action, sweep, quickly rebot, put into support, confirm the support, and we start at least retest again the 127. And here the long position that can be tried, of course, looking for an entry on lower time frame. No, this is a short position, I need the long. Would be on the reclaim with a stop loss under the wick. It would be formed with this had to be a capitulation wick. It quickly bought up, put into support. On the putting into support, you can target this as take profit 1, and you can hope maybe this is the bottom, who knows, leave something for higher. I don't think Solana has the strength to go till here, but if we were to go till here, as for this case, this would be a nice short to take. Stops somewhere above this zone here to target again. If we were coming from here, target to that low. If we were too close today above, so we need a reversal now. If we were today to reverse and close above and start building up here tomorrow something, this could be a long attempt that I wouldn't personally want to take, but flipping back as support, the zone we are struggling, we are rejecting now, this would be the potential long to take on Solana, even though I don't like it at all. How is the RSI? And here also is putting bull divs on the daily, probably also on the 4 hour. No, in 4 hour no. Here it's already reacted. So this is not that much of a trade, that much of a nice trade, a long trade I can give from there, but the trade that from here, it's a first bouncing zone and see how it goes. Otherwise, if we were also on the 100 zone, we're not able to reclaim and reverse, we have $80, Solana $80. That's what I see here on Solana, and like I said, I'm gonna repeat it again. Solana on the monthly as a bear div, as a weekly bear div that already kind of played out almost completely, as the RSI is going almost on the oversold zone, but not yet there. So Solana has done a lot. I don't know how much higher can get back, if it can back higher than this current all-time high for this cycle. Ondo and data, okay. And so I said multiple times, Solana, it doesn't look good until this 180 zone gets flipped back again into support, and then we can talk about Solana on the 200, 300, maybe 400, who knows. Now, Ondo. So here you have my levels. The box I use is it's not updated. I'm trying to be a bit more organized lately, and this is the red box are supply, of course, and green are demand zones. On the weekly, this is playing out pretty nicely. We just bounced back from this demand zone in here, and this demand zone comes from this accumulation area in here. We have been from August since the dump. This is the 5 August or the 3 of August. Don't remember when was exactly, or at the beginning of August dump because of the Japanese yen. This reaccumulation, and it exploded. Now this is the first time we went to retest this cluster in here, because I put this one in there probably because it comes from there. Yeah. So in here we retested a key zone that if gonna see on the lower time frames how it's playing out. We bounced and we bounced. We rejected so far from this other zone that has been turned and confirmed now with this daily closure into a supply zone that was a previous demand zone. Now, normally you expect at least a double bottom if there is not a quick V-shaped reversal, mean reversal, like on the other side it's this one, where price just reverses, goes straight into the opposite direction, and here it doesn't look it's happening anymore, even though it had a good start for a couple of days. So we are in not a V-shaped reversal, mean reversal situation. In here, what we expect is to form a double or maybe a triple bottom, like a triple top. So in here, evolution of this price would be best case scenario is to have a sweep in here, quickly bot up again, another retest before a reversal, and we can go look for a higher. Ondo is one of the best, they say, project because of the RWA, because it's a United States based project, if I'm not wrong, because of Trump, because of a lot of stuff. But price action is what really matters. This has been a super strong coin since inception. We are in a very important reaccumulation zone. So if you think that the bull run, this cycle is not over yet, this also it's one of the coins that is in the max opportunity zone, because you have a clear invalidation. If we were to close under this level in here, under 0.58, you can wait for, maybe if you have a position, you can reduce your risk, you can close your position and wait for going to sweep lower, because losing this zone would mean to go and sweep also here, so 0.38. But if you think that bull market is not over, this coin, it's a strong coin, and it actually has nice opportunities, nice probabilities to go and look for higher, this is your invalidation, 0.58. You can build a position all the way down here, and you can split already. Here we are in no man's land right now, but you could already, for example, if you want to have exposure, you have no exposure on Ondo, you want to start now, you could have at 20% of your allocation entering market, so you have exposure and you are committed to the bag. You could wait with some stinky bids waiting, or for a 30-40% in here, hoping to catch the potential last flush before reversal, and then you could add just your last would be, let's say, other 40% left upon confirmation of reversal. So reclaiming this zone, you could fire your last 40% of the allocation, desired allocation for this bag, and you would have built an average of 20% in here, 40% in here, and another 40% in here, so having an average about this on here, about 80 in this case, if the scenario that I just drawn would be the case to happen. So this on Ondo. Then for Ondo, what let's see if I can see some fibs like in here. Yeah, there is a very nice confluence with the 886 from this retracement, so this is good that in there it's rejecting, it's reacting. Same it did first time in here on the 61865, same in here. So yeah, it's really respecting a lot of fibs. So normally this is the deepest of the retracements, and assuming that this is an accumulation zone and market makers have accumulated this zone here, so they might want to accumulate a bit more, but they don't want to go underwater. And so if we see price going under, we fact, otherwise this is just deep retracement before a potential reversal, and looking for higher and looking for higher in here. If we were to go and make a new all-time high, no, sorry, I need this one. Like if we were to go there, and we can think, if we were to make a new all-time high, we can think of Ondo of $3, or if we were to follow all the other extension, fib extension here, even higher. And this would be the first target, of course, on a macro look. So yeah, Ondo, it's one of the coins that you should have in your bag. This is of course, this is not financial advice. It's only for educational purposes. Okay, so gonna go through ADA now. Cardano, we are in a very important level. Then what we have, these two. Yeah, those are the closest levels that we have. How does this looks? Uh, 0786 had already a top. This is on the daily. And then, well, this doesn't look that well. This is the scan pump. Yeah, this doesn't look that bad on the macro, because it's struggling on reclaiming these levels. Okay, but so as is also part of the Trump fuckery with the the strategic reserve, Trump ticket, Trump tweets. This had this explosive move when the tweet came. We can see here that if we were now, we had 1, 2, 3, this is going lower to sweep sun. From my point of view, this is going lower. Of course, everything is connected to BTC, and in case BTC were to pump, this is also would pump. If we were to dump hard now, where is BTC 80k, this would dump. In the case that we can here, the direction looks we going lower. Those are kind of equal lows. I would expect to go and sweep this kind of equal lows again and have a reaction from the 886. So on a potential entry for a long, no, that's be starting building a position from the week to the 886 with a DCA to target the range high, because this so far kind of looks is inside this range here so far. So this would be a very big deviation under the range, and if you were to catch, because this probably would go and liquidate just for this week, if you were to catch this with a limit, this would be a nice entry, because this looks like it's in a range, could be already reversing from here, putting already a first higher low, well, another higher low from here. But then the IRI would be a lot higher to be done. But yeah, so ADA doesn't look that bad so far. And do you guys have any request? Any coin? Any index? Okay, then let's talk LTC. It's the plan that I gave last week. So far from last week, where we were here, we went and we bounced exactly from the golden pocket. Bounce was not that important. So this that I gave last week, it's very well on play and possible to happen in the next few days, maybe in the next week. What I didn't say in here were to take profits in case, and if we were to get a bounce from the 70 zone, so here this would be already at plus 20%, and would be the retest of this zone. This would be the first take profit. Here you have another take profit. Here you have another take profit. And here on the range highs you have another take profit. And this is put to 170 because of historic data. This is gonna be an hard zone to, already this red zone is gonna be pretty hard to shoot through. But in case we were to, this is gonna be a boss level that I don't think on the first shot we're gonna pass. So you could probably close this trade from 70 to 170 would be a dream trade to jump on. Of course, it didn't like all the chart, it almost looks all the same. Now it's retracing down. If it sweeps or hold this level is gonna be the key for the next movement. Right now it's pretty hard to say where it's heading. It's even going on lower time frames. The 1 hour. this looks that, yeah, we should go back lower, like all the chart looks, everything looks more or less the same. Then what else? Hype. Okay, hype on the daily. This chart, probably it's also not even old enough. Okay, so here cannot even chart. Let me see if I have better chart with more information. Maxicino. $10 can be the listing price. Well, I have no clue about this, so there is not enough data to even chart hype. Let me have a look. What else? Okay, are you guys interested in any coin? Okay, then USDT UND. These were the two potential scenarios that we draw last week, and we took the higher one, and seems that it wants to keep going even higher. BTCD, oh, at least now it's going a bit lower. On the daily also, this is in an uptrend, it's in a clear uptrend. I'm expecting to go and retest or sweep this high again. And if there are no questions, then I would wrap this up again. So just to remember that this is not financial advice, it's just for educational purposes, so do your own research. Thank you very much, guys. It was a pleasure for me being here at top tier signals again, and enjoy your day. See you soon. See you next week.